What's going on, guys? Finn on Fire here, making his triumphant return. Although, actually, today I am posing as my sub account, Deuces Wild, over here in Markiplier Rock. But the attacks I'm going to show you, I did have Finn on this in this clan for this last war. It was a perfect war for us, but we can't really brag too much because they had all their bases were rushed, and they had nothing in the clan castle, so it was pretty much just just destroyed them. It was a good time, let me tell you. So I just want to show you a couple of the. I used Gohog with the level 6 hog and both of these attacks, and just kind of wanted to go over a couple of things, things to think about when going against a Town Hall 10 with a Gohog. Both of these bases did have single target Inferno towers, so that's why I chose them. As you can see, as far as my composition goes, I have a Golem in the clan castle along with a Quake spell, and then pretty much just the Hogs and Wizards. So very, very simple compilation here. And a couple things to notice about this base is when I look around as far as, figuring out where the big bombs are, not a whole lot of options. There's clearly no areas for double big bombs. So, it's pretty safe base to go hog against, definitely. Um, the first thing I look for when I'm setting up a go hog attack for any base is the entry point. Obviously, I have the single target Inferno Towers grouped up here. I decided that I wanted to come in at the opposite end because, one, this was really the only spot or close to that I could have. I can use all my Quakes and have no wall breakers in my lineup and basically get all my kill squad to the core of the base. So that was an easy decision, on top of the fact that the Inferno Towers are on the opposite side. So that made it, so I know that they're not going to target my kill squad. So that just made it easy, and that's why I only brought the one free spell. You only really have room for one extra spell if you're doing the Quakes. So something to consider there. So let's just kind of kick this off. I also knew coming from this end it would be an easy pull for the clan castle. I'd be able to get them down right away. On top of the fact that the Inferno Towers would be opposite of the clan castle and everything, so I knew they wouldn't target my golems and stuff. Um, Forgot that I mentioned that this clan has no clan castle troops. If they did, with Gohog, I almost always pull the clan castle, just because, especially since I don't have a rage spell in this lineup. If I didn't have a rage spell, I really wouldn't care. But uh-oh. But yeah. So basically, so I did have a rage spell, but what I like to do is I like to bring 4 archers, and I like to lure the clan castle all the way out to, somewhere around the outside. So that way, when I drop my golems and my wizards right behind it, I can take down those clan castle troops really, really quickly. I've seen some messy attacks when, the golems get too far ahead and the clan castle troops just start basically murdering your golems before your wizards can get anywhere close. So 2 of the big bombs gone right there. Only lost a couple of wizards. No big deal. And my kill squad is moving in nicely there. Going to be able to take out both of his heroes. Sprung a couple of the skelly traps as well. So it worked out really nicely here. And here, something I want to bring up. So this is really important, and this I find to be one of the hardest things with. Let's see. I want to make that like a 2. All right. So basically, basically one of the hardest things I have to deal with when thinking about a hog attack, and I think I've talked about this in other hog videos, but I think of hog attacks as like a clock, basically. And you either want to go counterclockwise or clockwise around a clock. You don't want a hog attack that's like a wave. You want it to go in like a horseshoe. So, what I've done with this kill squad here is I've made this gap. I've made this gap in my. It actually goes out further than that, even. When I look at the nearest defenses, you can tell there's pretty much a gap between here and here. So let me turn my notifications off here. um, where there's no defenses. So I know my hogs aren't going to target anything in there. So if you can see they're coming in right here, and they're pretty much going to follow this general direction here. There's nothing to distract them over there, and they're pretty much going to go around the clock, and it's going to make it very easy for me to position where I want to put my heal spells here. So I drop about 10 to 12 hogs at a time. I think I dropped 12 actually because I had 24 to start with. Make sure you don't miss your hero abilities. Here comes my first heal spell. You want to be very careful of the heal spells because you don't want to wait too long. If they hit a big bomb and you still haven't dropped a heal spell, a couple more hits from a wizard tower and they could be, completely gone. So my first heal spell went down. The Inferno Towers are basically activated, so my freeze is going to come down pretty quickly here, and then I'm going to drop that second heal spell right there. So the Inferno Towers are down. My hogs are pretty much rolling at this point, and I'm going to go ahead and get them healed up as they get through these last defenses, and they are just murking them. So you can see my queen is still up, which is awesome. Anytime your heroes are still, I mean, look how many hogs are left over. This base is pretty much nothing. But as long as you path them correctly and you have good deep penetration from your kill squad, you will have a successful attack. Let's just speed this one up, and we'll get to the next base here. This one was a little bit different, and I'm actually a little bit more proud of this one because I wasn't. This base was set up definitely to be a little bit more difficult. You can see they have more defenses in the core, and their Inferno Towers are spread out more. But I mean, still basically level 8 defenses except for Expos and Inferno Towers, so I don't even remember what I did on this base. Let's go ahead and do the replay. You always want to go queen side. If you leave the queen up when your hogs are coming down, she has a pretty wide radius, and she will just basically follow your hogs and just keep picking them off. So you want to take out the queen as soon as possible. Oh, I remember what happened. He actually has a hole in his base right here, and I didn't even notice that before I started this attack. But I didn't bring any wall breakers like I had planned on it. So even though I opened the base up right there, I didn't have any wall breakers. So I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna go for it. So dropped my golems in there, got the wizards around the outside here, and dropped my third golem, my heroes in, and just let the magic happen. Again, I dropped. I did bring I think 6 less wizards, and I brought. Does that sound right? Yeah, so 3 wizards per per witch. So I brought 3 less wizards to exchange out for 2 witches. Um, 3 wizards per witch that I exchanged. So I brought 6 less wizards then, so I could bring 2 more witches. God, I can't talk tonight. Um, and I wanted to bring witches because I knew that my heroes and my golems were going to be going into range of the Inferno Towers in this attack, and I didn't want them to just get burned up like really quickly. So I'm gonna zoom in here, and you can just see how well this actually worked. And so you can see this the Inferno Tower up top is targeting Skellies, which is perfect. And you can see I have some more Skellies kind of going into the middle there. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to use my free spell until like one of my heroes got targeted. So the golems I wasn't too worried about, and you can see now I use my barb ability, my barb king ability, so that I would have those extra barbs just to just keep distracting those single target inferno towers. And then you can see uh, the skellies are still getting in there and distracting the inferno towers as well. So you can see I'm almost to the inferno tower. Um, Still have a couple of golem lights. It did finally get on my king, and I was late on that free spell there. Um, and as you can see, while this has been going on, I basically the same type of thing happened where I created this wedge right here, and I'm sending my hogs around in a clockwise or counterclockwise, whichever direction, um, basis, so that they're not just flooding through the middle. You don't want to launch them in a wave. You want to launch them in a group, and you want that group to follow a pretty, you know, narrow path or narrow-ish path, so that you don't have issues with your heal spells. So, I mean, if I had a bunch of defenses up in the middle first, some of the hogs are going to go into the middle, some of the hogs are going to go to the outside. You don't want your hogs to spread out because you want the heal spells to be more effective. So, and you can see here comes my second group of hogs coming in from the backside to join up and support with the main group. I mean, this base got wrecked even more so than the first base did. And I was actually surprised because I was a little bit more worried about being able to get to the Inferno Towers on this base. But it was just not even close. I still have, are both witches still alive? That's amazing. One of them is. So, yeah, I mean, this base just got demolished. I usually save one or two wizards for the cleanup just in case. But yeah, just not even close. I want to do this. I want to play this one more time just because I kind of missed the launching of the hogs there, and I want to paint a little bit better picture of it. So again, find your entry point. If you have to bring a couple wall breakers, bring a couple wall breakers. But you want to use your quakes because you want your quakes to get your kill squad to the core. You really do. So here they go into the core, and now you can see I've penetrated kind of into the core. Everything is focused either on a golem or on my heroes. I've created this wedge here where there's no defenses. So I know, it still can be a little bit muddled up in terms of where my hogs are going to go. Because if I launch them on this cannon, they're either going to go kind of around that way and then maybe that way, or they're going to go maybe into the middle. So it's a little bit hard to predict. But I waited till this expo goes down. Now that expo's down. So now the gap is basically up to here. So I know if I launch my hogs on here, they're basically going to follow a somewhat narrow path through there. And even if they have to go outside of the heal spells a little bit to take out a defense, so I actually waited till that cannon got destroyed so that it was even a little bit more obvious for the hogs there. So it's all about timing when you launch your hogs. You want them to, you want to try to put them on a good as path as possible so that they don't spread out. And you can just see how nicely they're staying in a group. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't actually think that I lost any hogs in this attack. Maybe one to the Skellies, but I don't think I hit any spring traps or anything like that. I hit no bombs, so yeah, it worked. It was pretty successful. And granted, if a base has obviously clan castle troops and better defense, it's going to be more difficult. You're not going to overrun it like this, but that's the general idea that you want to try to do. So hopefully that helps, guys, for attacking Town Hall 10s that have single target Inferno towers, and good luck on your attacks. Ven on fire out.